Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. And as you can see from the title, it's basically about the recent passing of Matthew Perry. Now, today is the 2nd of November, and he had passed away on October 28th. Couldn't shoot a reaction to his passing. Um, there was a good reason for that because I was actually in a hospital. I was hospitalized due to an issue that I have, and I didn't expect to actually fall. I wouldn't say ill, but have that particular problem crop up again. And so I was in the hospital on the 20, I think about, so last Friday. That would have been Friday afternoon is when I started facing the pain, and that would have been the 27th. And I had to go to the hospital for the casualty emergency, as you guys call it in some places. And I was admitted to the hospital after getting some painkillers and started to get a little bit of a treatment. And then I think it was like early morning on Sunday. I think around 6 o'clock, I actually woke up because I had to go I had to go to the loo, to the washroom, and that time I saw a message from my cousin. My cousin was actually living in Canada, so he was still up at the time, and he was. So yeah, maybe it wasn't even 6. It was probably a little earlier than that. I came back from the washroom. I happened to reach for my phone, which I normally tend to do, and I was just now checking to see if there's any messages while I was in my hospital bed, and I saw the news. Today had shared an article saying R.I.P. Matthew Perry, and came as a shock. A little later in the day, when my sister was staying with me in the hospital, and my older sister, and we were talking about that. So she's watched Friends. I think she watched Friends pretty late, like many years after the show ended. She's been watching it with my niece. My niece is around 17 years old now. My niece watches it every free time she gets. The afternoon, I guess, is when she watches it as well. So she generational stuff, I watch it. My sister watches it, and my niece watches it. A bunch of my cousins watch it, a lot of my friends watch it, a lot of my colleagues watch it. So, and yeah, so I remember I was sitting there, and it didn't hit me completely because the way that Friends has been, and I think this is for a lot of people, it's the way the movie is not the movie, the way the series is. It's you feel like you're part of it. You feel like they're your friends, kind of like your family circle and all that. I know that a lot of things are of course very Americanized, but at the same time, the show is very near and dear to all of our hearts. There are a lot of fans that I know. A lot of people who are basically, if I go to Instagram or on Facebook, you can't escape the tributes to Matthew Perry. It's actually kind of nice to see that he touched a lot of people with his jokes, his comedy, his puns and sarcasm, and he was really excellent at it. So it took me a while to actually to let it sink in. I guess maybe because one, I was sleepy at the time, and two, I was still recovering, still at the hospital. So it was like around breakfast time, which was around 9 o'clock, I guess. My sister and I were having breakfast, and I was talking about it, and I couldn't stop it. Tears were coming to my eyes. And today as well, I was listening to a slow down version of the Friends theme song, "I'll Be There for You," and I started thinking about. You can't stop thinking about it, to be honest. So I started crying once again today. So yeah, my introduction to Friends. I can't remember the exact year. Must have been 19. Yeah, it was 1998 actually. Show started in 1994. I don't know exactly when they started showing it in India. Maybe it was 1998, or I just happened to catch one of the reruns of the first season and the second season together. I guess I don't really remember too much about it, but I do know it was in 1998. I had just finished my 2-year diploma course in computer science, so I was around 22 years old, and in the night I always watch the series, and then the following year as well. And I do remember that I didn't really like the series at first. I didn't like Phoebe. um, for some reason, I just found her her reaction to a couple of the dialogues that she had in that initial first season. The episodes that I watched, maybe like the second or third episode that I watched, I felt like it wasn't really. I don't know. It just didn't go well with me at that time. But of course, as the days went by, and I believe at the time they were showing it on Star World, I guess, and it was 8 o'clock. It was Seinfeld, and then half an hour later it was Friends episode. So you would have it Monday to Friday, or Monday to Saturday, I believe, and then on Sunday you would have all the episodes showing it or something like that. Maybe it would be Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday they would show it all those episodes back to back, or something like that is what I remember. It's such a long time back. Yeah, so I started was watching it in 1998, 1999. I became kind of addicted to it because I started watching it more, and they were continuous reruns. There's lots and lots of reruns, and it became my favorite show. I will tell you this, that Friends is not my favorite sitcom anymore. It is a different show called Corner Gas. It's actually my third. I would say Corner Gas first, Frasier second, and a close third to Frasier is Friends. But it's Friends. It's the one that I've watched the most. So since 1998, I've watched the series. Like I know a lot of the dialogues by heart. I have seen it over and over and over and over again. And at any time it used to be on TV, I used to watch it. I've since watched the series from beginning to end. Like I think starting in 2007 when I got some bootleg DVDs of it. I have the proper DVD set from the UK. I got it on Amazon over here. I bought it, I think 2020. It's in three different three different box sets rather. And I think I must have watched the show at least from beginning till end 20 times. And of course, you can't escape it because it's always on these streams. You can not streams. It's always on your reels on Instagram, and nowadays you can't even escape from it. And on Facebook reels, as well as we don't get TikTok over here, so as well as on YouTube, so you can watch a lot of clips. And something or the other will always remind you of a particular dialogue, a particular scene, or a particular episode, and you will, hey, I just want to watch that scene once again. But yeah, like I mentioned, I do know a lot of the dialogues by heart. I think that's the same for everybody. Big Friends fan. Matthew Perry is, as Chandler Bing, is the funniest. It is among all of them, he is the comedic actor, whereas the others are actors in a comedy series, but he's the real comedy genius. If you know anything about the show, you know that whenever they felt like the creators of the show that maybe this dialogue didn't go that well, it wasn't sounding funny enough. If they couldn't find anything else, they would actually go to Matthew Perry, and they would ask him, and he would come up with a line that was even funnier than what they expected, and that's the thing about him. So among the movies of his as well, some of the movies are really, really good. For example, The Whole 9 Yards is a fantastic comedy film. You have to watch it. Came out in 2000, and there's a sequel for it which came out in 2005. That's called The Whole 10 Yards, starring along with Bruce Willis. And fun fact, I think it's kind of common knowledge now. It's Bruce Willis and he became friends while they were making the movie, and he apparently Bruce Willis lost a bet to Matthew Perry, and because of that, he appeared in 3 episodes of the show. There's a couple of other movies that I've seen of his, which is Fool's Russian with Salma Hayek, and Three to Tango. I don't remember too much of that, and of course there's another movie called 17 again. So among the movie, there's another movie called Numb where he plays this guy who's in a depression, and there's a movie called The Ron Clark Story, which he's a teacher. I've seen clips of it and it looks kind of good, but it's a television film. and I think I really want to watch that movie. It's about a school teacher in a particularly difficult school area. So yeah, that's basically about Matthew Perry and how much he means to me and a lot of other people who watch Friends. I I don't think I'll ever get over. There's some celebrities I know they're not people I really know, but some celebrities, the death of them is very difficult. Musicians, especially actors and actresses, for example, anybody related to the Star Trek series and movies. Musicians, for example, Jeff Healey, blues legend Jeff Healey, Eddie Van Halen, Neil Peart, Shannon Hoon, for example. These are all the death really hits you pretty hard. But I think even more than them, almost, I guess, it's because I watched, and it's like the show is something which either you like it a lot or you don't care about it. And of course, millions and millions of people around the world have loved it. So I think that's another reason why it's very difficult for me to actually accept the fact. And I know he's had a lot of trouble. I almost bought his book a few months ago. I put it in my cart and kind of forgot about it afterwards. But I definitely do have to get the book now. Maybe not immediately, but it's going to take me a while to actually watch it. I am not going to rewatch Friends at the moment because it's always on on the reels and stuff. You can see a lot of the clips at the moment, so I don't feel in the mood to really watch the show. It's been a while since I watched it, but I don't feel like I'm in the mood to really sit and watch Friends at the moment. It's going to take me some time, but maybe immediately after, maybe like sometime in the beginning of next year, I'll definitely sit down and watch it again, or lie back and watch it again as I do. So yeah, thank you for listening. I want to say thank you to Matthew Perry for all the jokes, the laughs, the puns, the sarcastic comments. Thank you for being Chandler Bing, and thank you for being Miss Chandler Bong. So this is something which has hit a lot of us very deeply. Fans of yours, fans of the show. That's it. Just wanted to mention this. Take care.